Hello, honorable members of the class. So let's go to the Gauteng High Court where we have Kininda still on the stand who sounds very uncomfortable. He is distracted by something. I'm not quite sure if it's the examinations or maybe something else that is really sitting on his conscience, because it sounds like there's something sitting on his conscience, and that is why he is not as confident as he's supposed to sound on the stand. But before we get to that, let's go through the admin of what happened this morning in the Gauteng High Court. Unfortunately, the court did not start on time. It started around 10:27 a.m. Why? Because the accused were not in court on time. I don't know what they were waiting for. Apparently, they were waiting for the escort to take them to court. And so while they were busy waiting for the accused to arrive, then Mr. Ramusipili stood up to publicly congratulate Dr. Sibanda. He is now the doctor of laws. And I was like, oh, this is great. This is such a wonderful achievement, because I understand in the legal fraternity, when you hit that milestone, you are now like, I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say here, because if I say it, people are going to misconstrue this to say I am usurping God's power. But anyways, Baloy was just beaming with pride. He was so proud of Dr. Sibanda. I think now we can't necessarily call him Mr. Sibanda or Advocate Sibanda, but Dr. Sibanda. I don't know how he feels about that title, because you know people that have a doctorate, how they feel. But the ones that really get to me are the ones with honorary doctorate. I don't take those ones seriously. I don't want to lie to you guys. If you are Rebecca Malobe, you are Rebecca Malobe until you have sat down in an examination. Before an examination, you've done a dissertation or whatever thesis that you may have pursued in trying to get yourself that doctorate, and it actually goes through and you are conferred as the doctor of whatever. But when you're just handed over, I agreed with the Rata Mukwatleng on this one, that the doctorate in South Africa has been reigning. Yeah, you get a doctorate and you get a doctorate and you also get a doctorate simply because we've seen you on television or we've been listening to your music. I'm sorry, I can't call you a doctor. And those guys are quite sensitive about that. They will say doctor. Yeah, doctor. And I am like, wait, I think you are a doctor in that environment. And when that environment has a what do you call this? A formal gathering. Yeah, you are doctor whoever, but outside of that, sorry. Dr. Sibanda, who actually went through school for that, he is a doctor of laws, and that's what I respect. I just thought, let me just let you know my own thoughts about these so-called honorary doctorates that are just handed over and people expect us to call them doctor. No, you are Mr. Whoever you are. If you are Silo Magaga Ngube, you are Silo Magaga Ngube. You are Dr. Silo Magaga Ngube in that environment where you got that doctorate, not the rest of us. So don't impose it on the rest of us, unfortunately. Now, so Mr. Baloy then proudly asked the court if they can play a clip of Dr. Sibanda's, what do you call this, doctorate ceremony. And, well, we didn't see it. We only heard faintly the clip, and we could see Advocate Baloy with such pride. The way he looked on his face, I don't want to lie, it's a face that you would want your father to have when you are walking on that stage on your graduation day. And I mean, I remember that look on my mom's face, going up on the stage, collecting his stuff, and then shaking the hands of Saul Kasner. Yeah, he went to my school. And then down the stairs I got, and I saw my mom, I caught a glimpse of her face. She looked exactly like how Baloy looked, that pride on the face. It was just priceless, to be honest. I mean, I think I would be as proud as Advocate Baloy is or was when he looked at that clip. But yeah, it is what it is. Dr. Sibanda, congratulations. Much respect to you. But now it's making sense why you're so arrogant. Can you it notch down a little bit, especially if you are in that courtroom. Even though you are Dr. Sibanda, yeah, just humble yourself, please. Humility is number one. It's great. It exalts you to many other things in life. Other than that, what else that happened in that courtroom? Then Mr. Baloy, just before he started, he then announced to the court that Muzisibia's original ID has been handed over to his family so that the children are able to apply for social services, I think SASA, and those that are going to university to be able to apply for NSAS as well as apply for university. And just as he was continuing to announce that, and then he got interrupted by Mr. Mngomezulu, who was not feeling well. And so Mr. Baloy asked if the court can take a very short adjournment. And the judge wanted to know how long this is going to take. He said, well, they're just going to stand outside of the court corridor and then come back in. Well, it did take less than 5 minutes and they were back in. And then Mr. Baloy said that they can continue. The judge wanted to know from Mr. Mngomezulu if they can continue. He said, yeah, we can go on. But you could tell that Mr. Mngomezulu is not feeling well. I think he's even feeling cold in that courtroom. Because you can even hear the what do you call this, the AC system just blasting away, which is now also disturbing the sound or the quality of sound of the SABC system as well. So anyways, they continue to say they hand it over, but with condition, and the condition is they are going to use this identity document only for the children to be able to go to school, apply for NSAS and SASA, I think, and all of that other stuff. And then he continued to with Kininda, and right now they are just dealing with photos. The photos of the money that is spread on the floor. They are talking about the hoodie and Zungu. Unfortunately, I'm having a very bad Wi-Fi day because today it's quite gloomy outside. There was heavy rains last night. So my Wi-Fi is dancing around. So I'm not catching a lot that is happening in the Gauteng High Court, but I did catch where he was talking about Zungu and the hoodie, and then they showed the photo of the identikit of somebody wearing a hoodie. I think it was confirming that is actually accused number 3 or something like that. Then the judge reminded the state if they could beam the photos that were discussed on Friday and photos that they are still going to discuss in the court to be beamed for the ease of information on the accused. And then Brigadier Geninda continued to testify, led by Baloy, of course. And then they are now dealing with, they're supposed to be dealing with Bongani Ntanzi's confession, I suppose. I think that's exactly what they're probably doing. I don't know. I didn't catch it. Like I said, I'm having a bad Wi-Fi day. And then the Rata wanted to know when these photos were taken. And Brigadier Guinea said the photos that are being discussed currently, they were downloaded from the devices of the accused as well as Longwe and Kelly Kumalo. But the one that is discussing right now, they're coming from, I think, accused number 3 cell phone, which is dated the 26th of October 2014 at around 17:28:29. /01. So I'm thinking this is 28 minutes past 5 and 29 seconds and 01 milliseconds. That is what the photo says the time it was taken. And judge also wanted to know the location of these photos. He says there are there's no location of the photo. And then the photo show accused number 3 and accused number 5. Judge then once again wanted to know about the time depiction. He said Guinea says there's no time depiction on the particular photo. I think it's photo number 2. And then Guinea continued to say something again. My Wi-Fi cut off. And then when he came back, I heard Rata asking, where did you get this information from? And Baloy answered, we'll get to that, my lord, but it is Exhibit O. And then Baloy continued to say they don't have the electronic version of Exhibit O. However, they are going to try their best to download Exhibit O and present it in court. However, Colonel Steyn did testify about it before. And then Baloy, once again, he gets interrupted by Mr. Mngomezulu, who is not feeling well. And then Mr. Baloy asked for the normal short adjournment, and the judge was like, okay, 15 minutes. And that is exactly where we are. We are at that short adjournment. I'm hoping that Mr. Mngomezulu will feel well, because we need him. We need you, Mr. Mngomezulu. May you please be covered by the spirit of healing, and so that you can do the Lord's work that we are all awaiting the positive results for. It's 10 years. 10 years on Sunday. 10 years. Let that sink in, fellow South Africans. Other than that, when they return, we'll then continue. Hopefully my Wi-Fi will behave this time around. If it doesn't, then I will let you know that, well, my Wi-Fi is just not doing well. It is gloomy outside. And when I say it's gloomy, I mean it is dark. You would swear it's dawn. I guess the cumulonimbus cloud is doing its thing. Maybe there's going to be a thunderstorm. I don't know. Other than that, guys, please do not leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. If you like this family, make sure to click the bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. I appreciate the super thanks, guys. I highly appreciate it. See you soon. Goodbye.